Firstly, what were your reflections from the first test in Select?
Yeah, obviously tough to come out on the losing side in that first game in Select, but I think as the test sort of progressed, we sort of found a bit more rhythm. Obviously haven't played Test cricket in a while, so it's always going to be tough in these conditions. And I think the way that Bangladesh played, they certainly outplayed us. But upon reflection, I think they gave us a blueprint on what's successful in these conditions, and hopefully we can apply that to this next Test match.
You have experience here in Dhaka, obviously playing in the ODI series. What can we expect from the conditions? Are they going to be a little bit different to Select?
Just getting here now, I think there's certainly a lot more moisture in the air. Whether it's been raining or not, I'm not too sure, but certainly feels a little bit wetter underground, so potentially could be a little bit more grass on the wicket or a little bit of tackiness. So it's something I guess we'll have a yarn about and figure out as the next couple of training days go.
And fond memories for you here, three best ODI figures of 6 for 39 last time, as well as an attempted man-cad. It was a bit of an entertaining day for you. In terms of the bowling figures, how much confidence does that sort of bring you heading into the second test?
Yeah, look, it's massive, going into especially conditions where you've had a bit of success, you always have a bit more confidence going into games like that. It'll just be about exposing, I guess, the conditions as best as we can. Figuring out whether it's going to turn or if it's not, what that looks like for us, in terms of attacking and defence. So, really looking forward to the prospect of the second test, but a couple of good hard days of practice beforehand.
Last time we were here as well, the noise from the fans was pretty loud. They came out in their droves to support their team. A little bit quieter in Select. Do we expect it to be a little bit noisier here, and how do you handle that noise?
Yeah, I suppose there's a bigger population in Dhaka, and certainly coming on the bus, you can see it's a lot more a congested city. So certainly expecting a few more people to come to this ground, and it does get really rowdy. They get behind their team, massively. It's a huge sport in this country. It's met with a lot of passion, so hopefully we get a bit of a taste of that in this test match. And it's always exciting, and especially in test cricket when you do get big crowds, because you get used to it in white ball cricket, but in red ball cricket it's extra exciting.
Yeah, in the post-match press conferences, Tim and Luke both talked about the need to apply pressure for longer periods of time with the ball. What can the side, I guess, work on over the next couple of days to get better at that leading into the second test?
Yeah, massively. Just working in partnerships and being a little bit more accurate, and that's something hopefully we can come together as a bowling group over the next couple of days, discuss as a spin bowling group, seam bowling group, whatever that looks like, and try to make improvements. I guess that's the whole idea of it's always going to be challenging not playing a lot of test cricket over a long period of time, but when you come together, how quickly you can adapt. And sometimes you wish you could have adapted sooner in the last game, but we can't sort of look back now. We've got to try to find all the learnings that we had in that last game and apply them to this one, and hopefully we can come out on the winning side.
Yeah, this is a really experienced test side. Can you tell us a bit about the mindset of the side off the back of a loss heading into another test?
Yeah, I mean the great success this team's had over the past sort of decade has been being able to park sort of things pretty quickly, whether it's success or loss. So that's going to be tested though. It's never anything to take for granted. It's always hard to come back off the back of a loss. But with the experienced heads here, we've been there, we've done that. We know how to sort of apply ourselves into the next games, and hopefully that's something that we can commit to really well and apply to this next game.
And just finally, it's the last game of a long period on the road for the side, heading back to the New Zealand home summit. How motivated is this side to finish the winter with a high in the second test?
Yeah, it'll be nice to finish strong. Like you say, it's been a really, really long time away. And it's been a really successful last 6 or so months for the team, but it can come with a lot of emotions. Roller coasters of like getting to a World Cup, getting to a semi-final, losing that. Amount of time people spend away from their families and friends, in their home conditions and stuff. So it'd be really nice to finish on a high. I think the boys are super motivated. Coming on this bus trip so far, the conversations have already started how we're going to try to combat these conditions and combat a team that are really, really good in their own home conditions, and they showed that in the last test match. So boys are super motivated. Hopefully get some treats here before we leave, and then we can go and smell that beautiful New Zealand air pretty soon.